I am not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decisions. Stephen Covey. Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once he grows up. Pablo Picasso. You can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. Christopher Columbus. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Henry Ford. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. Steve Jobs. It's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Abraham Lincoln. Change your thoughts and you change your world. Norman Vincent Peale. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Thomas Edison. It always seems impossible until it's done. Nelson Mandela. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Robert Frost. I attribute my success to this, I never gave or took any excuse. Florence Nightingale. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Albert Einstein. When you know what you want, and want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it. Jim Rohn. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. Henry David Thoreau. Take action. An inch of movement will bring you closer to your goals than a mile of intention. Steve Maraboli. Successful people don't fear failure but understand that it's necessary to learn and grow from. Robert Kiyosaki. If you want live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Wishing is not enough, we must do. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Don't be afraid to give up the good for the great. John D. Rockefeller. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Aristoteles. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Sean Patrick Flannery. Loving yourself isn't vanity, it's sanity. Katrina Mayer. Work hard in silence. Success be your noise. Frank Ocean. Only I can change my life. No one can do it for me. Carol Burnett. Life is a journey to be experienced, not a problem to be solved. Winnie the Pooh. Where focus goes, energy flows. Anthony Robbins. Don't forget, beautiful sunset needs cloudy skies. Paulo Coelho. If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. Paulo Coelho. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Confucius. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. Eleanor Roosevelt. In order to succeed, we must first believe that we can. Nikos Kazantzakis. Life is a mountain. Your goal is to find your path, not to reach the top. Maxime Lagache. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. Lou Holtz. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Steve Jobs. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. So, you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. Steve Jobs. Don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. Albert Hubbard. It is not enough that we do our best, sometimes we must do what is required. Winston Churchill. Patience with small details makes perfect a large work, like the universe. Rumi. Here's the thing about wishes, the more you get, the more you want. Genie of Aladdin. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. William Shakespeare. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Helen Keller. Don't stop learning because life doesn't stop teaching. Oscar Olakais. Love, it could make you sad. It could even make you lonely sometimes. But that love can also make you happier than you'll ever be. Fruit Basket. Successful men and women keep moving. They make mistakes, but they don't quit. Conrad Hilton. Tenderness and kindness are not signs of weakness and despair, but manifestations of strength and resolution. Khalil Gibran. Time is what we want most, but what we use worst. William Penn. The real threat is not when the computer begins to think like a human, but when humans begin to think like computers. Sidney Harris.